These are my 3 favorite tool bags from Veto Pro PAC. You guys, Veto Pro PAC makes some amazing bags. They are fantastic. I've been using them for about 5 or 6 years and nothing comes close to a Veto. So we'll start off with the smallest of the bunch, go to medium and then large. These are going to be everyday carry bags. I do have 18 total bags and pouches from Veto Pro PAC. So these are going to be my top 3 of the full size bags, something that would actually carry what you can use for a day. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Starting off with number 1, we have the MCT Blackout. This MCT is going to be the smallest one that we show here today. This thing is phenomenal. I love this bag. I love this makeup. And we're going to cover a couple features that are going to be on all of the bags. It's just a Veto Pro PAC staple, okay? The bottom is plastic. This is what differentiates a lot of the Veto Pro PAC bags from normal bags. They don't tip, okay? Like this has got some tools in it. It's not incredibly heavy. It will tip if you press it from the top, but from the middle, nothing. I'm pressing pretty hard. They don't tip over on their own. That is for sure, okay? That being said, the handles are also absolutely phenomenal, you guys. They're incredibly sturdy. They're super well made. The zippers last forever. There's a bunch of D-rings on them. I'll show you guys each D-ring individually here in just a second. And another great thing that they do is they have dual compartments. So there's a zipper on this side, and if we flip it over, there's a zipper on this side. All of the bags are going to have those components. And inside you'll see there's also quite a big significant difference, and it's all of the organization. Now, one more thing to note about it before we start going into this specific bag is that all of the bags on this list are going to be V-swap bags. So that means inside of this, there's a panel that you can take out and change for another type of panel. Now, I've got the original panels in this one and in the next one, but in the third one, I got some V-swap panels to show you guys. And the third bag might be my new favorite. I just got it. I'm super excited to pack that thing out. It looks sweet. It's brand new. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's one of their newest bags, I believe. But we'll go ahead and hop into this MCT and see what's going on. So I like this bag a lot, especially for just hand tools, daily carry stuff. You can get a lot in this. It doesn't get heavy. You can throw a sling on it as well. It does have D-rings on both sides. It's got a big D-ring on the side with the tape loop here. And then on the other side, it's got a big D-ring and then a small D-ring with a tape clip underneath it. It does have some outside pockets. I don't tend to keep stuff on there because things like to fall off of the outside. However, there's also 2 D-rings in the middle here, right where my pointer finger and my thumb are. There's a small pouch secured by Velcro, and I have stuff in, AAA batteries. That's good to know. But on the outside, there's not a ton going on. On this side, we have 2 D-rings up top in the same exact place. And then right here, we have a zipper pouch. Those outside pockets are pretty thin. I typically keep IDs and different like lockout, tagout stuff in those. Just thin stuff that'll actually fit inside of that bag. As far as carrying goes, you guys, obviously there's a handle, but also these large D-rings. It's really easy to loop over a strap so you can actually, have a sling to put it over your shoulder. That's typically what I do when I'm carrying this thing all the time. Is I have a nice big fat strap that I ordered from Veto Pro PAC that'll go on here. But we'll go ahead and hop into the meat and potatoes because I really do believe that Veto Pro PAC has some of the best organization in the game. Now, if you guys can see this here, there's all of these different pockets. This is the main section for tools. There's a lot of different pockets in here, but basically this will allow you to keep everything that you've ever wanted in this bag without overloading it. That's one thing I do with the bigger bags. I tend to put way more than I need in there, and then I'm carrying around like 50 pounds worth of tools. So one thing I really like about this is that it does limit you, but it's got enough height to actually store your larger tools without any issues, like your beaters and your channel locks and all that type of stuff. We'll go ahead and strip all this stuff out of here real quick, show you the pocket layout a little bit better. This is the front portion of the bag. As you guys can see, there are 2 D-rings up top here. Above all the main pockets, there's 4 small nylon pockets on my left and your right. Then there's a big nylon pouch here on my right and your left. That part is cool. It helps you keep little bits and stuff. Typically I keep like a 1/4" hex to a 1/4" socket, that type of stuff. All of my adapters, little stuff like that. Sometimes I'll keep one of those extendable magnets. You guys keep whatever you want. It's great. These 4 pockets up top, these are, I call them screwdriver pockets. I don't know what the official term is. I love these for everything. Typically in the top, I'll keep a beater. This is what was up there today. It fits in so well, super nicely. It's not overly large, but you can fit whatever you need to. You can get something bigger than this in there, that's for sure. And also for stuff like this, these are my 10-inch channel locks. These are my speed grip channel locks. These things are sweet. They don't like to fit in upside down because of the size of the pocket, but usually what I do is I put one leg in and I keep one leg out. You can do that in any of these, however it works out for you. I've never had any issues, especially with the MCT lineup. That's personally why I prefer the MCT over the MC. And that is because my larger stuff can fit in this just easily. I like that extra height for that reason. You have 4 of those main pockets there. And then there's 2 pockets below that on each side. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, these are the same material. These aren't any of the nylon. That starts in the back with these bottom pockets. But as you guys can see, there's plenty of room in here. You can get large stuff. So we'll just throw some stuff in there. Obviously, you guys can throw it upside down as well. Typically, there's a mixture of both in my bags. It just depends on what fits where, especially with these smaller side of these bags. When you start looking at running out of room, that is one of the things that, like, it's just, you can just flip stuff upside down and then boom, it fits. So there's that. And then there's this final pocket here. We'll go ahead and leave these in here. And so you can do all kinds of stuff with this. It helps, it's a smaller pocket because the inside pocket takes up most of the space, which is great because then it keeps all of your screwdrivers, or if you have another set of pliers or whatever it is, set up. And then typically these small pockets up front, these screwdriver style of pockets, I'll keep small screwdrivers in there. I'll keep markers in there, pencils, whatever it is. I usually fill them up. I actually have come to love those. They're actually really useful. So let's go ahead and hop into the other side and see what's going on. Dual compartment. So when we flip it around here, this is my favorite portion, is that there's 2 compartments. And I think that's what allows you to store so many more tools. And I believe it's also the reason why it doesn't tip, because the weight is in the middle. It's not actually on one side or the other of the bag. So when we open it up, it looks very, very similar, but this pouch is a lot different. And you can get whatever, like I said, you can get whatever pouches you want to put in here. This is their meter pouch, which is it's just got some stretchier, some bigger pockets for bigger items like a meter. Typically, I'll carry a meter and an impact in this back half. But as you can see, there are the 4 pockets still. Those 4 pockets up here, same thing as the last one. Up top, there's 1 stretchy nylon pocket. There are 2 D-rings up top as well. You guys can see the Velcro portion up here that you take off to get this out. Now, like I said, a couple different things about the back portion with this type of storage. There's the 4, but then below that, these pockets are actually that stretchy material that are up top up here. These, the 2 first pockets are that stretchy nylon. And then on this right side, my right, your left, there's another pocket below that that'll actually allow you to put some more stuff in there. It's great. It's fantastic. You can fit whatever you want. I have no troubles fitting any of my meters. This is a T6 600 and it just slides in there real nice and easy. There's absolutely no issues whatsoever with it, ever. Then same thing for the backside here. You can see that this is another clear pouch here on this wall that goes all the way down. And then behind it, there is another pouch. So that part of it is super cool. And we'll go ahead and take this out and let you guys see what that looks like. Not too bad at all. Wow, I could actually show so much better if I take it out. So you guys can see here what we were talking about. I'm going to turn this down. Now, in this back section here, you guys can see there's 4 screwdriver pockets similar to the other style, okay? Up top, there's a big stretchy nylon pocket, so you can put whatever you want. I see a lot of pictures and stuff of meter leads. Put whatever you want in there. Do whatever you want. It's your world. We're just living in it. Then you go down to these pockets here, and these are a lot different than the other side because they are actually that stretchy nylon material, so they've got some give to them. You're able to put bigger stuff in there. Typically, I'll keep a meter and an impact on the back side of whatever my daily use is. This one's not my daily use bag right now. And then on this side, there is a second pocket down here. As you guys can see, it slips right in. And then it's got the 4 pockets for screwdrivers. I love those. I put markers in those typically. I like the way that these pockets move. You can fit whatever you need to in here. And then when it's inside of the bag, you can always put stuff down in between as well. You don't just have to use the pockets. You can use the outside as well. Typically, I have an item on the outside on each side as well. And the side of the pocket actually holds it against the wall, which I think is phenomenal. Now, let's go ahead and see what it's like to get this back in. I'm going to shoot for it in one shot. I just keep it separate off of that wall. Hold the Velcro up and push back, and there are no issues. It just feeds into the Velcro. I mean, it fits in nicely. I don't think I've ever taken this one out, but I haven't actually changed out any of my panels yet. I did order some for the last bag, which, like I said, I'm so excited to show you guys. So let's go ahead and hop into the medium bag, which is the current bag that I'm using every single day. Now, this next boy here, this is an absolute behemoth. This thing has been my workhorse for like 4 or 5 years now. It's an absolute beast, okay? When I got this thing, it was a game changer. Same thing, right? Hard bottom, this thing never tips over. I've put this thing through the ringer. I've had this thing everywhere. It lasts, it holds up great. I love this bag. I'm switching away from it this coming week to go to the third bag that I'm gonna show you guys, and you'll see why in a second. I have no issues with any of the Veto bags. I just wanna try something new, and I think it's crazy. This one here though, this one will always be in my heart no matter what. I love backpacks. This is the large backpack. It is a very big bag as well. I'll say that. I know this is going in the medium category, but it's because the large bag is that large. Basic stuff, got the handle up top again, hard bottom. We've been over that. What makes this bag different than the others? Okay, there's 2 D-rings on this side, a large D-ring, small D-ring, got a tape clip. I don't keep tape on the outside of my bag. Things disappear when you leave them on the outside of your bag. I've got a large D-ring here, which is what I use for a hammer loop. And then underneath that, you guys can see the tape clip. There's pockets on both sides. Now, when we look at the front here, you can see that we just unclip these and it holds some stuff here. So I actually keep a pair of gloves, little parts container, and then some whatever gets thrown in here. This is it just collects stuff sometimes, and then every now and then I'll have to empty it out. None of that stuff is bad. Got another portion up here that does snap shut. I never keep it snapped because then when I try to open it, I get frustrated. I've got identification and stuff up here, some different stuff that I have to have for different facilities that I work in. It's a great pocket. There's actually a lot of space up here. Some of them on the outside are really small. The outside of this one is great. And if you look at the front here, there is a smaller pocket right here, which I actually end up keeping batteries in here. I got a bunch of AAA batteries in there in the front right now, just in case something dies, some AA's too. We'll go ahead and pop this baby open, and boom, this thing is crazy. As you guys can see, this thing is packed to the brim. I do this one significantly different than most people do, with my pliers being up top. That's one of the things I love about this bag. I also have the Veto Pro PAC Tech Pac MC, which is the small backpack. If you guys want to get that in place of the first one, I say go for it. It's a great bag. I used it for a while. and I loved it. I love being able to put my pliers up here, and this gives you even more height than the MCT version, which will actually allow you to put large styles of pliers up there. And I did just do a huge video on this, so I'll leave a link to it at the end to show you guys all of the inside and everything. I did every little detail. I went through every tool that lives in this bag, which is a lot, but pretty similar premise to the first style of bag. You guys, there are the pockets. There's a lot more than 4. There's actually 6 pockets, and there's 3 sections of pockets under that with the double pockets. Very similar. The top is really what changes the most, other than there being another row in the middle. Okay, so these are, I mean, those are pretty significant pockets up top for you to be able to put something like these cable cutters from Knipex up here, and they fit in nicely. There's also a Velcro portion. And then I keep scissors here. There's the pockets in the front, the see-through pocket, and then the pocket behind it. That's where I keep my tape at, is in those, so it doesn't get all tore up or lost or just, you know, taken. But there's nothing that you can't fit in this bag. As far as hand tools go, this thing is huge. It's extremely tall, which I love because I hate not being able to fit or for stuff to be tight. I don't like things to be hard to get in and out. I like things to be quick and easy. I don't just like it to look pretty. I also like it to be very, very functional. That is what I prefer. One thing that's different about the backpacks, and this goes for all of the backpacks, is that they have the normal handle up top, which is like phenomenal. It's great. It's an awesome handle. They have this little loop system that you have to pull up and then unlatch, because the straps that are back here are actually attached to the handle, which is how they allow it to have a dual compartment side with a backpack strap. So you're not putting all the weight on those zippers. Instead, it's actually going on the middle portion here, which is the handle. So that part is cool, all the fun stuff, but that's how your zippers last so long with such a heavy bag and a dual-sided compartment. Now, I love this bag so much. This bag, as you can see, very similar. This portion's very similar to the other bag as well on the back side, just with a third compartment in the middle. It's got the see-through portion on the back and the other portion that goes all the way down, right? So you can store little stuff with your zippers. Got some keys, got some other stuff in here. Then you can see there's 8 total slots up here that have the nylon, that have the stretchy pouches. You guys can fit whatever you want in there. See, like right here, I've got a 1/4-inch hex to a 1/4-inch socket. So that's just chilling in there. There's another zipper portion up here as well that gets missed a lot. I actually forget that it's here half of the time, but it goes down to about where these pockets stop, so you can put leads in there, stuff you want to be protected, whatever it is. I don't have this thing stuffed to the brim. On the other side is pretty full. But like I said, I did a video, like a full video going through all of this, so I'll leave that tagged at the end if this is the bag that you're interested in. I definitely love backpacks. I like being able to have my hands free. That portion of it is phenomenal, especially for what I do. And last but not least, you guys, wow. This thing is an absolute beast, you guys. The Tech XL Wheeler is the largest bag I've ever seen from Veto Pro PAC. Like, I am actually astonished at how large it is. And the only reason I'm changing, okay, over to this bag, I want to try it out, but it's because I think it's big enough for me to get power tools into on the back side. I'll show you guys the V-swaps at the end, but I'll go ahead and show you guys the cool features about this. For one, it has wheels, which is super cool. That means that this handle extends up. The handle's super smooth, super great. Now, if you look on the side here, there are it's a leather handle. There's one on each side for you to pick it up. There's also a large D-ring right here on both sides. So if you want to put a strap on it, you can actually put a strap on it. But I really am. I think I can get all of my hand tools in the front portion and then make the back portion one that has my basic stuff. So like I can put my SDS and my impact in there, or whatever it is, my impact and all of my impact bits and my hacksaw. That way I just have to take in one bag if I'm doing something specific like running conduit, and I have everything mapped out. Wheels also don't go into every facility or to every job site. Some places wheels are terrible. So It'll differ depending on the day, but some factories that I work in, it would be actually so fantastic to have wheels because of how much walking we do and because the floor is concrete everywhere, all the way, smooth. Everything's easy like that. On this side, like I said, there's a leather handle, D-ring, there's the tape clip, there's some large pockets on the outside here, which I actually kind of like. And since this bag's not going to be leaving the ground, it's probably going to be super heavy too. Stuff on the outside might not be the worst thing ever. It just depends on whether or not it's going to get stolen or used and then forgotten, borrowed. We'll say borrowed. Then on the outside here on the front, there are 2 pockets. They are pretty small, pretty tight. Like I said, these are batteries slash, you know, whatever you want to put in there, I guess. Batteries, pencils, identification. Then on this side, another, like I said, leather handle, D-ring, easy. Then instead of the tape clip, it's got a another small D-ring, and then on this one, it's got a tape clip. Same thing with the pockets. This one's got a large one on the back side here, and then 2 smaller ones on the front. Let's hop into it. When we look at this, I mean, look how beautiful and how organized this thing is. So there are 4 different sections. Like in the first bag, there were only 2. In this one, there are 4. Now, a couple of things. D-rings up top, right? There's a 3rd D-ring all the way in the middle, which I believe is attached to the actual bag and not into the panel that's going to come out. And I'll take it out here in a second and show you guys what that looks like. Dual compartments in the front here. So there's 2 see-through compartments, and then there's a 3rd one up top that goes the length of the bag. It also carries this rope in here, which is the, it's what you attach to this 3rd D-ring up here in the middle. The backpack also has this, and I believe the MCT does as well. I just don't have them out because it's kind of hard to show what the bag looks like with it attached. But this is so your bag, if there's weight in the front, it doesn't droop down and hit the ground. If you're in a factory and it's greasy or whatever, that's super nice. Or so you can use this as a platform to work, to hold different stuff, whatever. But you can change the length of it as well. Super cool. And then if you're not using it, you can just tuck it in here. The only downside is in order to use that, you do have to have the top zipper unzipped. So as you guys can see in my last bag, I had my scissors clipped on there, and then typically I have that looped up there so that it's not leaning over because I do have a lot of weight in the front. Obviously this one here is empty. Gotta love the sticker. And also this comes with a, not a tape clip, but a tape holster thing. So it's one that you slide over. I prefer the tape loop every single day of the week. But let's go ahead and pop this baby out and let's see what this organization looks like. Boom. Wow. I mean, this is insane. So there's 4 different portions. There's 8 different of these top screwdriver pockets. So we'll tear that first portion off, and it comes off so you guys can actually see there's more behind it. This black portion here is where the handle things come up through, so it's actually got a bump out. And so this portion with the 4 things actually sticks to the front of this to cover it up. But as you can see, there are 4 major pouches behind that. And to give you guys a reference of the size of these, this is what a pair of Klein linemen's looks like back there. This also comes out, which is cool, but they just disappear. You can fit anything you want to in here. And I'm almost wondering if my meter, if it doesn't have those leads on it. Yeah, I would be curious to see how it would fit inside the bag. But as of right now, the T6600 does fit in this, and it looks like these outside 2 pockets are about double the size of these middle pockets. Another cool thing that this brings is there are 3 small nylon pockets up here that go from halfway down to the middle, and then there's a back pocket behind it that goes the full length. We look in the middle, there's 2 nylon pockets as well. They go the full length of this. There's the 2 pockets in the middle, and then the same thing, this side is the exact same as this far side, so you have 2 of those, so you can fit, I mean, there's so much stuff that you can fit in just this. All 3 of these come off. They're all Velcroed on. I'm not gonna take them off because there's no point. But if you needed to, I don't know if they have things to swap out for just this portion, but I would assume that if they don't, it's either coming or you can do something cool with it. So if we look at this bottom portion here, this is double, okay? So this is actually just a little bit less than what the Veto Pro PAC Tech Pac can hold. I believe it has 2 less portions, but this section alone here actually will hold as much as the MCT, which is the first bag that we looked at. As you guys can see, the large screwdriver pockets, obviously with so much room above them that you can put whatever you want in there. Then below that, there's the larger pocket, which, like we said, can hold large items super easily, right? In front of that, there's another pocket on each of them. So there's double pockets outside of the screwdriver pockets. Then the front, we've got all of these small screwdriver pockets too, so you guys can put in your screwdrivers, your markers, your pens, your pencils, all of your items. So we'll go ahead and put this thing back together, because this section, if I am able to switch everything over, this section is going to stay the same, and I'm actually going to change out the back section, and I'll show you guys those V-swaps here in just a second. And we'll go ahead and flip her around. We are going to do a more extensive video on this bag here once I get the filled up, use it a little bit, see what exactly it's like. Obviously, I don't want to give too much away right now, but I will let you guys know. This is one of my favorite bags, though. There are 2 D-rings on the back of this as well, one here and one here. I'm not sure what you would use those for, but I'm sure there's a reason. And this back portion is a little bit different because of the way that it's set up. It does fold in half like this, and on this top portion there's a see-through pocket, one single pocket, and then as you can see here, it folds open a little bit. It's a lot stiffer because of the wheels and everything else being on this side. There are some screwdriver pockets in the front here that do not come out. These don't swap out, but we'll go ahead and take this V-swap panel out and let you guys see what that's like. Now, when we look at this back section here, this is considered the meter portion, and I like what they've done here with this. As you guys can see, the pockets are a little bit different, so it goes 2, 2, 2, and then on this back one, there's actually 1. So instead of 2 screwdriver pockets, it gives you a little bit bigger pocket. And then these 2 right here, my right and your left 2, have a similar style to the first style, where they have 2 pockets. They're not made of the stretchy nylon. On this left side here, your right, there's just 2 big nylon pockets, so you can fit whatever you want. So you can fit meters, you can fit testers, different stuff like that. Like I said, I always keep an impact back here. And then there's a see-through pocket over here. There's a large pocket that goes all the way across. That does go all the way down to this line here across the middle. And then on this side, there's a large nylon pocket, and then there's 4 small nylon pockets in front of that. There's so much storage in this, but this is the portion that I'm going to try to get rid of. I think that front portion can store enough tools that I can actually keep everything that I need and that I want. Might have to get rid of a couple things, but I think it'll be able to hold most of my stuff. Now, my plan is to go in the direction, and I got some V-swap panels here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab those and show you guys what that looks like. I wasn't sure which one I wanted, so I got them both. But this is the bulk storage panel, and this is the laptop panel. Now, I will tell you guys, all of the V-swap panels have these 2 styles of panels available. I believe if any of them don't, the MCT won't have a laptop sleeve panel, but I think it does. And so basically what I'm going for with these is to find the most way to get some sort of bulk storage or some way that doesn't take up the whole back half, and I can fit, like I said, a hacksaw and an impact, or an SDS and an impact, and whatever else I want. I don't know, but this bag is big enough that I do believe I can actually carry my power tools and my accessories back there to make one bag, so that way I don't have to actually carry around a second bag for that small stuff when I don't need a bunch of heavy power tool usage. The reason why I got both is because I actually use my laptop and do different stuff like that a lot, and so figured I might as well make it a dual purpose thing if I like it, but it also adds a lot more storage. So That way it's not just tools floating around in the back, but there's actually some structure without having the large pockets getting in the way. That way your batteries can actually fit in between. The bulk storage one, this one's easy. You guys know everything about this. There's nothing to it. It just covers up the Velcro. That way you're not showing Velcro and getting stuff stuck to it and ruining it, because once that's ruined, I don't know what happens. I'm sure Veto's warranty is fantastic, but you don't want to be messing up your bag on purpose. The laptop sleeve, there is no bottom portion to it. There is a bottom portion to all of the other bags. Long zipper pocket up top. This goes down actually all the way, it feels like. Let's find out. Yeah, not all the way. It goes down to about here. This top pocket, we'll zip that back up. Then this gets Velcroed, and basically this is just a way for you to secure your laptop. So we'll go ahead and lift this baby up. Then there's the top pocket up here. This is where your laptop actually goes. There's a softer material in there so you're not scratching everything up. There's a bottom one right here that's about the same size. This front portion is nylon, so it's super, super stretchy. These are harder pockets. There's a large one on this side with a small one right here. There's a little divide there. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets here, with the right one being the biggest, and these all being for like pens and different stuff like that. I'm excited to try this out. I think this is going to be my favorite setup yet. Allowing everything to be in one bag, I think that's going to be great. And I don't have to carry it, so for places and facilities that it's easy to actually roll around a tool bag, that part of it's going to be super, super cool. Definitely a lot different setup. It blows my mind how much Veto Pro PAC comes out with new stuff and how innovative it is, especially on that front portion of the bag. The fact that V-swap actually comes off the front and there's another back portion to it. Super, super well engineered. I don't even know how they do all of that stuff. You guys, if you haven't subbed already, I would sub, because we are going to do a review on this bag here in the next couple weeks. Let you guys know my final thoughts and opinions on it. Let you guys know if it worked out how I wanted it to, or if it was a dud for the power tools as well, if that's not a system or a setup that I like. Obviously the bag's quality. Obviously the bag is well put together. It's well thought out. You don't run into a lot of issues, I guess. They really do a lot of product research, all that other, whatever it's called. I've never had an issue with any of my Veto Pro PAC, so definitely a fantastic option. And I told you guys I would, so if you guys do want to see all of the details of my Veto Pro PAC Tech Pac Blackout, you guys head up and watch this video. Remember, it's all for his glory, and I will see you guys on the next one.